We'll start off in Eau Claire at home taking on Duluth. The Harbor Monsters would score first with a rushing score, but the Axemen would return the favor on the ensuing throw-off. Devon Ford kickoff return all the way, basically untouched. That makes it 8-6 Axemen early. The Harbor Monsters' new running back James Harden was a big factor. He had 3 touchdowns. Duluth up 26-16 at halftime. Joel Shaw botched handoff with Boom Williams, and then Khalil Finley takes it 30 yards back for the defensive score for the Harbor Monsters. And Wade Freeman does a little magic trick. Somehow gets the ball off to Aaron Dawson, who roars into the end zone. Axemen trail by 10. Fourth quarter now. Joel Shaw, wildcat read option. He's going to escape a couple of tacklers, get the first down, and then he's going to somehow pitch it back right before he's brought down to Mo Strong, who takes it the rest of the distance. 9 minutes to go. James Harden spins off a couple of tacklers to give Duluth a 47-34 lead. Less than a minute later, Wade Freeman, he drops back and locates a wide open Mo Strong. That's the former Duluth Harbor Monster for his 3rd score of the day. He runs over and tosses the ball to his former coach, Tony O'Neill. 4:30 left in the game, 4th and 1. Eau Claire needs a stop, and they get it. They get the ball back to their offense, down by 7, 1st and inches. And they butcher the snap, and Duluth falls on it. Dante Mason seals the deal. They would run out 3.5 minutes of clock, and the Harbor Monsters take it 47-40. Iowa on the road in St. Joe take it on Boo Smith and the Goats. First quarter, Boo Smith would score the first 2 touchdowns for the Goats off passes from Angelo Trujillo. That would even up the score at 14 apiece. Smith does his signature dance, the reigning MVP. First quarter, still 2:45. Carlos Rogers backed up, forced to heave it, and that one's going to be picked off by Clarence Thomas, number 9 in the powder blue, and he scampers all the way back, finds some lanes, and goes in the end zone for a pick 6. Goats up 34-28 at halftime. Rogers to Justin Brown, pins himself in the corner. All Iowa in the 3rd. Jarius Burnett fumbles, and the Woo return it to the end zone. Juan Moore makes it 56-40 Iowa. Closing minute of the 3rd now. Angelo Trujillo, he passes it to Otis Odom, who gets his first score of the season. Makes it a 10-point game. Just 10 seconds later, though, Carlos Rogers to JoJo Olibrice, who goes the length of the field to close out the quarter. Rogers threw 7 touchdown passes, this one to Vontae Henderson. Now under a minute, 51 seconds to go in the 4th. Jeff Mack runs it in to make it 74-60 Iowa. Celebration, maybe one too many pumps, they don't call it. But St. Joe wasn't done. Trujillo throws a long touchdown pass to Ryan Martinez. Now 9 seconds, down by 7. Trujillo in his own end zone finds Lorenzo Thompson, who laterals it back to Ryan Martinez. A last-second miracle to put it within 1. They decide to go for the tie. Penalty on Iowa, so they opt to go for the win from the 5. Trujillo's pass, a 2-point conversion for the win. Bounces just short, and Iowa edges St. Joe on the road 74-73. Trujillo, though, threw for 443 yards and 8 touchdowns, comes up 1 play short. Ozarks on the road in Hot Springs, 5 minutes into the 1st. Quavon Hicks along big fella touchdown to make it 6-0 Wise Guys. Lunkers was answered back, though, just a minute later. The first-week quarterback Mike Terrace to the longest tenured Lunker, Matt Rush. They convert the 2-point conversion to take the lead. But the lead would not last long. In fact, it would only last a play because on the throw-off, DeWandre Crockett goes end zone to end zone for a kickoff return touchdown. And Crockett was not done yet. Later on, a short field pick 6 for number 5 in red. Ozarks running back Brandon Mackey, he powers in for the score. 20-19, Lunkers lead at the half. 7:30 in the third. Jordan Ambrose finds Lou Dorsey for a back shoulder catch and revs up the Wise Guys to take a 31-26 lead. For Ozarks, Brandon Mackey, he finished with 156 total yards and 3 touchdowns. On the other side, the quarterback, Ambrose, as usual, proficient with his legs as a dual threat QB, scampers a long 15 yards after finding nothing downfield. Matt Rush would come in for a little bit at quarterback for Ozarks. This pass finds Emory Bryant Jr. in the end zone, and then Bryant would finish it off on the ground for the final score of the game. Lunkers win 45-41 over the Wise Guys in Hot Springs. So after 4 weeks of play, Duluth and Iowa sit atop the standings, both sitting at 3-1. The Harbor Monsters currently have the tiebreak advantage over Iowa because they beat the Woo in week 1 in Waterloo, but either Iowa or Duluth will take the outright lead at the number 1 spot in the standings because they face off in Duluth tonight. Other games in action: St. Joseph at home taking on Eau Claire. They're tied currently for the 5th spot, one of them hoping to get out of the basement. And then a rematch of last week's game, this time taking place in Springfield, Missouri. Hot Springs on the road in Ozarks.
Welcome to the Arena League. This is football reimagined. Not your great-grandpa's slow-motion Sundays. This is 7-on-7. It's fast. It's loud. Every play is pressure. Every yard is earned. 2025 brought the upgrade. 20-second play clock. No punts, no breaks. Live walls, and yeah, they hit. QBs now have a run lane. Step out, that's a flag. Everyone's eligible except the center. Touchdowns are 6. Then choose 1 from the 5 or 2 from the 10. Kickoffs are different here. We throw it off, and it's gotta fly 40 yards. And if it hits the stands, take that puppy home. No other league does it like this. New rules, new era. We're growing fast and hitting harder. This is the Arena League, the most entertaining league in sports. And your moment starts now.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come for my clock, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't come for my clock, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 play. 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 Who don't play, play, play. Who don't, yeah. Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Walk with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that I'm on it and next. This up, I send you back to your ex.
Turn it up, KD.
Jamal Couch, 7 catches last week at Eau Claire, 1 touchdown. And Ladarius McAllister, 3 catches, 13 yards, and no touchdowns. But also the great running game of newcomer James Harden, 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and when you hear James Harden, you think of that signature step back in the NBA, but this James Harden on the field for the Harbor Monsters, he's not going to step back. He's going to step through and run through some guys here. And that ground game was really huge for the Harbor Monsters last week in Eau Claire. And I'm certainly excited to see some of these new Harbor Monsters now on this home turf up in Duluth.
James Harden, by the way, with the Harbor Monsters, he's 5'7", 186. But he says, I bring passion to my team and a positive energy. And we'll also get ready to talk about Richie Murphy the first time he takes the field here this evening. But the Harbor Monsters will be throwing to the right to left. Jamal Couch will do the throwing. Marcel Brooks, who has 39 tackles this year and 6 interceptions, will receive the throw in the end zone down to our left. The pregame clock about to run out. They'll put a fresh 15 minutes on the clock. Beautiful day here in Duluth. Coming up from Hayward, temperatures in the low to sometimes mid-80s. You get here, and it's down in the mid-60s. Beautiful day here on the shores of Lake Superiors. We are glad you've joined us on My 9 TV or on Northland Fan Radio, AM and FM. So here goes Jamal. We do a throw-off, no kickoff. Left-handed throw taken at the 5 by Brooks. To the middle, to the far side of the field, to the 15. Brought down at the 20-yard line across the way. And that is Kevin Simmons, one of the newcomers.
One of the newcomers right away. Brooks tried to get on the left side, but Brooks wrapped him up there. And coming into this season, or coming into the game, Brooks he's tied at the top of the league leaders he has 1 kick return on the season, or throw return, I should say. Good job bottling him up there.
Carlos Rogers. He has put up some very impressive rushing and passing numbers. And he will take the snap from Rob Powell-Deppy, their offensive lineman. They have 3 up on the line, and a wide out far side, and a wing back on the near side. And they'll have a slot man in motion, filling the slot on the far side. They start him in motion. And Rogers looking, being flushed out of the pocket, but has room. Throws ahead to the far boards, to the 20, to the 25, to the Hayward 20, and down to the 15-yard line. On the reception is Joe Olive-Bryce. 15 catches on the year, 7th in the league with 156 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Now you mentioned Olive-Bryce. He's a dynamic player for this offense for the Woo. That was a good job there by Rogers. Stepped up in the pocket, but let his receiver make the play there. And a good play on first down to move the chains.
About a 15-yard reception for Olive-Bryce. And they're in Duluth territory. 1st and 10 from the Harbor Monsters 16. They have 2 in motion. And that is Rogers pitching it. It's loose. It's a free ball. And it is whistled out of bounds.
The ruling on the field is a forward incomplete pass.
Even better.
So it's going to be an incomplete pass there. Rogers kind of got away with one.
Tyler Downs, our referee, head line judge Rolf Feibiger, line judge Zach Gustafson, back judge Lucas Carnas, our sky judge up in the press box, Scott Scheimetz. So it is now 2nd and 10 from the Harbor Monsters 16-yard line for Iowa. First drive of the game. And a handoff straight ahead. Rogers angling to the far side. And he is brought down inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line. Among others, Lavelle Spruce there on the tackle. They mark him down at the 9-yard line. He picks up 7. It'll be 3rd and 3. So they're in the Harbor Monsters territory, and we have an equipment situation involving the quarterback, Carlos Rogers. Helmet came off with that faceplate on. It almost looks like he has a motorcycle helmet. From the Harbor Monster 9, 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Crowd making noise. Circle motion around the near side. Daniel Kroll. There is Rogers, pressured, throws, broken up, getting a hand on it, Deron Maxwell, and he was defending the other number 0, Trey Harlan.
Yeah, you said Maxwell in coverage, but who really blew it up right away was Demo. Darius Morrison burst through that line, really pressured Rogers, and he had to get rid of that one quickly. Now a big 4th down coming up for the Harbor Monsters.
4th down, 3 yards to go for the Iowa Woo. Rogers with some instructions there for JoJo Olibrice, and sends another man in motion. That is Harlan, circling around to the near side. There is Rogers, escapes a near tackle by Morrison, but he is taken and thrown down, and he throws the ball away. And a penalty marker is down. He was in the grasp. Likely it'll be, what do you think, illegal grounding?
I think it's got to be grounding. Didn't get close to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe a face mask as well, we get from our producer.
Intentional grounding, offense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, includes loss of down. 1st down, Duluth.
There you go. Not only do you force them to lose yardage, which gains yardage for you, they lose it down. And suddenly, it's 1st and 10 Harbor Monsters, and the ball will be at the Iowa 20-yard line. How about that?
There's that pressure once again. Looked like the Monsters rushed 4 there. Saw Michael Austin Fields in the backfield along with Darius Morrison once again. And now in plus territory starting off for the Harbor Monsters.
Travis Whitlock over the ball to center. 2 wideouts, 1 in the slot near side, 1 wide out far side. And in the backfield on the shotgun formation is Javante Johnson. He has passed for 406 yards this year. And the handoff sweeping around to the near side, a form of a jet sweep coming around to the near side, and that is Jarvay Flowers. Flowers down to about the 12-yard line where he picks up about 8. Kind of a form of the NFL jet sweep where the wide receiver comes in motion. Of course, things are kind of compressed in this field. 1st and 10 from the 14. Correction, 2nd and 6, I'm sorry. Throw, complete! Tackled after getting the reception was Flowers, and tackled by Rogria Lewis, who came into the game with 32 and a half tackles on the year, 2 interceptions, and 5.5 sacks. Yikes.
Yeah, that one was on time and on target. They found his receiver and Flowers, and they are in business early on.
1st and goal from the 5. Handoff, Felder cuts back, touchdown! Touchdown Harbor Monsters! Touchdown Kevin Felder! And the Harbor Monsters take advantage of the yardage they gained defensively on that 4th down play, and that loss of down, and the touchdown by Felder.
It was 2 runs and 1 pass on that series for the Harbor Monsters, and this offense is buzzing early on. They had the short field to work with, and Felder just followed his blockers, and he had a wide open gap to run into the end zone.
So they put the ball at the 5 for the single point after attempt. Trying to make it 6-0. Wideouts far and near. Just to the right of Javante is Demo, Darius Morrison. His rush for 149 yards, 4.5 yards a carry. He gets the swing pass, tries to slant to the middle. He's gang tackled at the 5, and the point after attempt is no good. But with 9:37 to go in the 1st quarter, the Harbor Monsters grabbed the initial lead by the score of 6-0 with the Kerry Toyota touchdown.
Yeah,
Well, that's a great way to start, huh?
It was a great way to start. You mentioned the Kerry Toyota touchdown. You could have drove a car through that rushing lane for Felder, and it was just a great series to start off for the Harbor Monsters.
Yeah, a lot of us in our, maybe in our dreams could run through that kind of a hole.
Absolutely.
But great job there by Felder. I believe that's his first rushing touchdown on the year. So now we got the throw off from the Harbor Monsters, Jamal Couch, from right to left. It is taken at the goal line, straight ahead to the 5, near side outside the hash marks, to the 15, to the 20, and then being put into the boards, Marcel Brooks. Among those there included tackling James Harden, and I also saw, Richie Murphy was in there on the tackle.
He mentioned Richie Murphy. This is going to be his second game of the Arena League football, but he was a former Eau Claire Axeman in the one game that he did have with the Axemen. He did have an interception with the young man out of UW Stout down in Menominee, just not too far away from here in Duluth, and he's got quite the following up here in Duluth and all across the globe.
And he's from Cameron, Wisconsin, which means when he played basketball, I probably did a game or two where he played against the Hayward Hurricanes. All right, here we are. 1st and 10 now, Woo at their own 20-yard line. Straight ahead, man in motion is Kroll. Pass complete to Kroll, wide open. He found a seam in the secondary, and they give him progress to the Harbor Monster 20-yard line, and that's a gain of 10 yards and a first down.
I saw Kroll early in the first game. He was a dynamic player for them. Found that seam and is going to move the chains on first down once again for the Woo.
Well, the one thing, if you are new to arena football, the Arena League, you run it, but this is really a passing league. Now the snap back now to Rogers. Fires near side. Catch at the 11 and carrying tacklers down to about the 1-yard line, Justin Brown, making his 24th reception of the year. And he was tough to bring down. Wow.
Yeah, Brown took a couple Harbor Monsters for a ride. You mentioned that's 23rd reception, or 24th reception. That was his 23rd reception coming into the game, his 4th in the league. Just shy of the end zone there. He's got 11 scores on the season, which is 2nd in the league as well.
A 19-yard reception. 1st and goal, Iowa, trailing 6-0. Just under 8 minutes to go. The handoff, cutting back into the end zone, JoJo Albright. He looked like he was sweeping to the far side, cut back towards the middle, and Albright with a 1-yard touchdown. JoJo Albright.
Now we saw it early in the first series too. They kind of wanted to get some sort of draw play, it looked like, for the running back or the quarterback. We saw a little bit with Rogers too, but just a good play there by Albright to cut it upfield.
So Albright with the 1-yard score. They're going to go for 2. Snap back Rogers. Peels away from traffic. Throws far side. Hit at the 3. Good tackle by Dante Mason as he stops the Woo inside the 5-yard line on the 2-point try. And so we are tied 6-6. Exactly 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. And it looks like coming into this game, this Woo team has passed for 732 yards, which I believe leads the league. And you can see they're coming out throwing tonight.
Yeah, they're coming out throwing, and they took advantage of that. They just a couple plays on that drive, and they answer it 6-6 here in Duluth. Now it's going to be time for their defense to try and get a stop.
So now, each team has put a touchdown on the scoreboard. And so now the Harbor Monsters will see what they need to do to answer. Just outside the end zone, down to our right, is Deron Sosa Maxwell. The throw. Maxwell catches it on the fly at the goal line. Tried to go towards the middle. Got corralled at the 4. And that's as far as he would get. Willie Miles the third on the tackle.
Yeah, Miles made one man miss. That was a blocker, and he wrapped him up at the 5. So it'll be a long field to work with for the Harbor Monsters. Tackling the dynamic Sosa Maxwell on the return.
So they give him progress to the 5-yard line. 6 minutes, 42 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. We are tied 6-6 here at the deck in Duluth, the Twin Ports. All right. They're down at the 5-yard line, down below to our right. Javante Johnson, about a yard deep in the end zone, gets the snap. Fakes a handoff, has room to run right up the running lane up to about the 10 or 11-yard line. Picks up about 5 or 6. And believe it'll be at the 9, so he picks up 4. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 from their own 9-yard line. Handoff to Harden. Wait and hang on. Play is blown dead as they snap the football. As we will find out the infraction.
Ball start. Offense, number 16. Half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
Yeah, there's not much room. It's all the way back to the 4-yard line. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Javante Johnson in the end zone, slot far side, and another man in motion to the slot far side. Long pass, Javante wide open, caught 5, goal line, touchdown, Jarvey Flowers. Wide open as you could possibly get. Touchdown Harbor Monsters, touchdown Flowers, and the Harbor Monsters are back in front. And the only thing you're thinking, I think, if you're Jarvey, don't drop it.
Don't drop it. He could have fair popped that one. Nobody within 10 yards of Flowers right there. Right on the money. Johnson delivered that one, and he just waltzed into the end zone to extend their lead now 12-6. Good answer for the Harbor Monsters.
It's a 46-yard touchdown reception, and they're going to attempt a 2-point conversion as they lead 12-6. That means they snap it from the 10. They'll have a wide out in motion, Flowers far side, wide out near side, and a wing back. Now rolling near side, and it's incomplete. Throwing to the near turn of the boards, to use a hockey term, but it sails out of bounds. Looks like he was looking for Jamal Couch. Could have been.
There's a couple of receivers in the area, just overshot everybody, but nonetheless, he hit the more important one, hitting Flowers up the sideline and wide open for the score.
Well, it looks like we're getting perhaps a game with those pinball numbers on it, because already we've got 18 points on the board and we've played just 10 minutes in the game. Wow. But that's what arena football is, folks. So now they throw off the Harbor Monsters. Jamal Couch. Marcel Brooks at the other end down below to our left. He heaves it. Taken at the 3 along the far side. Cuts towards the hash marks and being spun down to the turf at the 13-yard line is Brooks. And over there to make the tackle is KJ Kevin Felder on special teams.
Felder, he went for the football but got the tackle more importantly there. That's been something I've seen early on now as the Harbor Monsters has gone for that football, trying to strip it out. But the ball carrier has been good, keeping that high end tight so far early on in this game.
All right, so Rogers has them 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. 4.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 12-6. Duluth getting their second Kerry Toyota touchdown of the game. Handoff on a draw to Olibrice. Slants to the far side and is carried hard into the boards by Lavelle Spruce. And getting a little bit of snappy talk between both sides. And peace is quickly restored. Wow.
Yeah, Bruce with a punishing blow. He tossed Allrice right into the boards there, and I think some of his Woo teammates wasn't too fond of that, but officials did a good job keeping them separated right there.
A pickup of 5, second down and 5 from the Iowa 19-yard line. Circular motion, receiver from the far side to the near side, giving him 2 on the near side. Back to throw Rogers. Rogers is brought down, a sack back at the 10-yard line. Newcomer Michael Austin Fields out of Suffolk, Virginia with the tackle.
You mentioned Michael Austin Fields as a straight bull rush on their big 77 Rob Powell Deppy. He did a rip-through move, and it was just him and Rogers in the backfield, and Fields won that matchup.
It'll be third down, 13 yards to go for Iowa from their own 11-yard line. 2 wideouts far side, 1 near side. 2 apparently will be in motion, at least 1 to the near side. Now Rogers in between the hash marks, and he is dropped for a loss back at the 3-yard line. Tackle for a loss again, and it was Lavelle Spruce.
Lavelle Spruce brought him down, but guess who once again, number 33, Michael Austin Fields, causing problems early on for the Woo. Looks like we're going to see the first surrender of the game.
Yes, we are. They will surrender, and the Harbor Monsters will get the football.
Iowa has elected to surrender. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 15-yard lines. Duluth.
Explained nicely by Tyler Downs. Couldn't say it better myself. And so far, Jenner, in this game, big plays for the defense has been all Harbor Monsters' way so far.
And we mentioned that the defense was going to be the big story here coming up. We knew the Woo love to score points in a plenty. Right now, it's been 2 stops on the defensive end for the Harbor Monsters. The opening series was a turnover on downs, and right there they forced the Woo to surrender. Back-to-back big plays by the defensive line.
Well, Iowa has scored the most points in the league, 235, but also given up the second most points in the league. In motion, slot far side, turn around, nice catch over the middle, coming to the near side, it's Felder. Felder in motion, came right across the middle, got the pass, continued to the near side, and takes it down to about the 17-yard line. And that would be a pickup of about 28 yards from the 17.
You could see the speed to Felder right there. He was just 5 yards in the middle of the field. On time and on target was Johnson, and Felder did the rest.
Tough to get a beat on him, too. Here is a pass near side to Couch. Is hit immediately at the 16. First one to get to him, Anthony Webb, who, by the way, had 3 interceptions at St. Joe last week.
Yeah, Webb was on that as soon as he came. Going to give him about 1 yard on the reception there.
So a pickup of a yard, 2nd and 9 from the Iowa 16-yard line. 1:18 to go first quarter, 12-6 Harbor Monsters. Handoff to Hardin, cuts back, outside the near hash marks to the 5. Hit at the 4, brought down at about the 2. Tackled on the play by Kyvon Smith, who came into the game with 15 and a half tackles.
Absolutely. Now the Harbor Monsters humming on offense. He went through the air the first couple plays. Now onto the ground to James Hardin. Big start here.
Pickup of 12, 1st and goal from the 4. You can hear Javante bark out the signals down below. Hardin gets the draw handoff, cuts outside, and he is across the line. Touchdown, Harbor Monsters. Touchdown, his 4th in 2 games. James Hardin with another Kerry Toyota touchdown.
Yeah, his 4th in 2 games, but that's his 4th in 5 quarters for James Hardin, and he's been a wonderful addition for this Harbor Monsters offense. They're extending the lead now. The offense has had no troubles early on here in Duluth.
Monsters leading by 12, 18-6 now, and this will run out the clock, and that is the end of the first quarter, or hang on. They're going to put time on the clock. Hang on. Let's see.
This will be the last play of the first quarter, untimed down for a point after try.
All right, so it is going to be, without any time on the clock, a 2-point conversion attempt from the Iowa 10-yard line. Harbor Monsters looking to go up by 14. 2 wideouts near side. Now the snap and
Timeout, Duluth, their first of the half.
so that's a 1-minute timeout here, and we'll keep it here since we'll be taking a break here for the end of the first quarter. If you're just tuning in or viewing in Duluth Superior on My 9, this one has been kind of a hot start for both teams as the Harbor Monsters grabbed the 6-0 lead on Felder's 5-yard run, but 3 plays later, Olive Bryce with a 1-yard run to score. But then on the very next drive, Flowers with a 46-yard reception. And now here, the touchdown by Hardin, and it's an 18-6 lead pending the point after. We're still going to get the point after because the timeout was taken. 2 remaining, by the way, now in the quarter, in the half, I should say. Here is Javante waiting the snap, gets it. He's got pressure, throws it into the end zone, tipped away, almost picked off. Tipped away at the very last moment. I believe that was Kyvon Smith with a leaping job.
That is the end
of the
first
breakup.
quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter. The score, Harbor Monsters lead by the score of 18-6. So 1 quarter down, 3 quarters to go here at the deck at the end of 1.
Waiting at Barker's Waterfront Grill. Enjoy fine drinks and great cuisine in our lounge or out on the patio with great views of the marina. Sink your teeth into baby back ribs with our Thursday night special. Friday night, enjoy all the fish you can eat. Saturday night, prime rib is queen. Starting May 29th, join us for live music every Thursday from 5 to 7 with Tom Cockett. Great view and dining at Barker's Waterfront Grill.
Fun, food, and live events. So much to do under one roof. From golf to shooting to private karaoke. With a large event space for parties or other occasions, you won't believe your eyes. Fun in all forms is found at the Caddy Shack in Lincoln Park, the Craft District.
Whether you want local routes or long hauls, we offer great benefits and home time that works for you. Apply today.
Superior Waffles is the sweetest place for breakfast and lunch, serving a variety of sweet and savory waffles with options for everyone. Build your own masterpiece or choose one from our menu with gluten-friendly vegan and low-carb keto options. Now you can also experience the magic of Superior Waffles at home with our dry waffle mix, designed to bring joy and deliciousness. We are confident that it will be the best waffle mix you've ever tried. Stop in or order online for pickup or delivery. Superior Waffles, your waffle destination.
How about that? 24 points in the first quarter. We still have a good 45 minutes left to play. And that's not overtime withstanding even. And the way some games have gone lately, overtime's been a distinct possibility with these 1-point, 2-point games. Imagine 147 points they scored at St. Joe. Here is Couch with the throw, bounces at the 6, taking it about the 3, and getting hemmed in at about the 6 on the return. And again, yep, Harbor Monsters are really looking to scrape that football away. That was Jeff Mack their leading rusher on the return, and it'll be 1st and 10, Iowa, in their own territory at the 6.
All right, and if you're watching, you can watch via FANCLB. That's FANCLB, and you can register to win a prize at half. So you got about 14 minutes and 30 seconds to do that, because this game is going to be quick.
Yeah, just go to your app, both iPhone and Android. Pass nearly picked off by Dante Mason, who's a little unhappy with himself because that was there for the pick and it was intended for Daniel Crowell.
Yeah, it was a good combo coverage there between Mason and number 4 for the Harbor Monsters, Kevin Simmons. They're all over that one. Now it's me 2nd and 10 coming up for the Woo.
By the way, yep, I've got my fan club app. That's where I get some of the stats to work with. Here we are on 2nd and 10. Rogers from the end zone throws, caught at the 16-yard line by Daniel Crowell, tackled on the play by Kevin Simmons.
Yeah, it was a dangerous pass there by Rogers across his body into the middle of the field, but it was Crowell coming back to find that football and just enough for the first down and move the chains for the Woo.
Yep, 10 yards on it, by the way, by Crowell. And it's now 1st and 10, minute and a half into quarter number 2. Harbor Monsters lead 18-6. Circular man in motion to the slot far side. Rogers looked like a busted play, possibly, and he only gets to about the 17-yard line. Among those in there on the tackle, Lavelle Spruce and Richie Murphy.
You mentioned that name, Richie Murphy. We touched on him. He's got a big presence on the field, but even more of a big presence on social media. He's got a total of 382,000 followers on all of his platforms. His biggest, he's got 235,000 on Instagram alone. Good addition here for the Harbor Monsters.
Taking the handoff, Rogers trying that jet sweep, trying to go up the middle. He's brought down, and among the first to get to him right there is Richie Murphy. So he's got 280-some thousand?
285,000 or 35,000 on Instagram, but 382,000 across all of his platforms. But he's just more than just a content creator. In his senior and junior years at Stout down in Menominee, he had 100 tackles in those 2 years in just 21 games.
He tries to carry the flame for guys who are a bit undersized. Could that be a fumble, or is it a sack? Incomplete pass, as Rogers was absolutely plowed over at about the 9-yard line. As he was going down, he forced the pass. I'm wondering if that may not be intentional grounding as well.
Well, if you look at it, Coach Tony O'Neill wasted no time throwing that red challenge flag almost before the officials blew the play dead.
Just had a quick look at on our replay. We're watching it
now. The holding on the field is an incomplete pass. The previous play is under further review.
As he was being brought down on the play by Fields, what do you think?
I don't know if it was forward. It looked like it was maybe lateral. I don't know if it went forward at all. We'll see it on the replay here.
We see on the TV 33. Looked to me like more like a fumble.
I thought it was going backwards too.
I don't think he tried to throw it to anybody. I think he just lost the grip on it.
So too, you can see on the replay once again. Austin Fields.
It's in his left hand, and he just loses the grip on it.
It was around the 9-yard line. Looked like the ball ended up at the 8.
Besides, the offensive lineman was the only possible receiver there, as our 4-man crew of Downs, Freiberger, Gustafson, and Carness, now there's a law firm for you, they are discussing it. And of course, we have up Scott Scheimetz in the other booth up here with the video monitors. So guess what? No matter what we think, we don't count. I'd like to think we did. We got a little closer. Here we go. There we go.
And unfortunately for the Harbor Monsters, they blew the play dead, because if it was a fumble, Darius Morrison would have had an easy scoop and score touchdown.
Yeah. Thought we had a couple of good isolations. Now we have a good angle from the direction the plays go. Rogers gets it. Flushed out of there. And he pushed the...
After review, the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is upheld.
Okay.
However, intentional grounding, offense, loss of down, third down.
I was partially right. And I'll proudly wave my flag that I actually kind of got it right a little bit.
Correction, loss of down, fourth down.
Fourth down. Well,
Iowa has elected to surrender. First
okay.
down and 10 at the 15-yard line, Duluth.
Iowa's second surrender. And again, this is with the team that has scored more points than anybody in the league so far this year. A couple of real significant happenings for the Harbor Monster defense.
Yeah, the second grounding penalty for Rogers, but it's been the front four or front three for the Harbor Monsters have just been giving him fits early on. Second grounding penalty in the second surrender of the football and the third stand for this Harbor Monsters defense.
All right, so it's at the Harbor Monster 15, first and 10. Javante Johnson waits the shotgun snap. They put a motion man slot far side, but yeah, that looks to be offsides by Marcel Brooks, at least it appears. I make one partially right. I think I'm on a roll.
Offside. Defense, number one.
That 2 in a row, Tom.
5-yard penalty. First down.
I know there's got to be a casino up there somewhere. I'm heading for it after the game. So a loss of 5 for Iowa, gain of 5. So it's first and 5, Harbor Monsters at the 20-yard line. 11:07 to go here in quarter number 2. Snap to Javante. He's got pressure, got rid of it quick. Finds a man into Woo territory. That's Felder. Makes the catch a little bit outside the 20, then advances the ball good yards after the catch down to about the 15, 16-yard line.
Yeah, you mentioned Devontae Johnson was 16 to 16 last week. I think he's only got one incompletion, the one on the 2-point try early in the first quarter, and he's just been on time and on target to all of his receivers so far tonight.
A 14-yard reception, first and 10 at the Woo 16. Johnson, wide open. Felder cuts to the middle, breaks tackles, lost his balance in the process, goes down at the 4-yard line. He was really trying to keep that balance, but he just could not hang on to it. So Felder again. And the ball is at the Woo 5-yard line. So 25 yards on 2 receptions for Felder. First and goal from the 5-yard line of Iowa. Just under 10 minutes remaining. Monsters lead 18-6. Javante on the draw. Demo doesn't have much to work with. Powers to about the 4, maybe a gain a yard at most. Yeah, they'll give him a yard. Darius Morrison. Not only is he leading the Harbor Monsters in rushing, he also has 12 total tackles and 4 sacks defensively. And that's the kind of versatility.
And those sacks we saw a lot in the first game against the Woo. It kind of flipped the script in that second half, especially in that third quarter, really bust things open.
Javante, wide open, catch made easy, touchdown, Marcus Sessoms. He was wide open just outside the goal line, made the catch, calmly stepped into the promised land. Touchdown, Harbor Monsters. Touchdown, Marcus Sessoms.
Sessoms with another carry Toyota touchdown for the Harbor Monsters. This offense has been all gas, no brakes so far as Frisbees are flying onto the turf.
Well, it could be worse. It could be minor league baseball and it's bat night. All right, they're going to go for 1. Bad snap. And falling on it, Javante just falls on it. So with 8:22 left to go, second quarter. Harbor Monsters leading 24-6 against the team that they beat to win Arena Bowl 1 last August. And in doing that, avenging what was really a very embarrassing loss for the Harbor Monsters here against Iowa. One that made Tony O'Neill, head coach, kind of looking at what direction we need to look in terms of additional talent. What spots do we need to shore up? And that seemed to be the turning point after that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the Woo's lone win in the regular season.
Yep.
Of course, you wouldn't expect it, but you never know with Arena League football. They would go all the way to the championship. And, I mean, it was the first season, there's all sorts of, you never know what's going to happen right there.
And by the way, tonight was the championship ring ceremony night for those returning members from the championship team. And they're beauties, absolute beauties. They'll be cherished mementos, I promise you. So here we go now. Jamal Couch will be the thrower. The throwee is Brooks, I believe. Yep, Brooks at the 3, to the middle of the field, to the 10, to the 15. Look out, has a lane to the 25, to the 20. One man to beat. And I was distracted by another yellow frisbee, and of course the first thing I'm thinking the yellow was, I thought it was a penalty marker.
I thought it was a flag as well. It came well.
Okay, I missed that. They give him progress on that return to the Harbor Monster 13-yard line. So there was, okay, so it's 1st and 10, positive territory at the 13. Sprinting to the far side and over to make the tackle at the 15-yard line, Richie Murphy, as he tackles Jeff Mack, who doesn't get much at all. In fact, it's a loss of a yard to the 14.
Welcome to Duluth, Richie Murphy, letting his presence felt early on in this game with the TFL.
Wow. He is a champion of those he feel in not only Division III football, but undersized as well, that are considered undersized. In motion goes Kroll. Throw to Kroll. Caught at the 5. Tackled immediately by Ahmad Butler at the 5-yard line. And that's a pickup of 9. It'll be 3rd and about 2.
You mentioned Murphy may be undersized.
Nope, it'll be 1st and goal. I'm sorry.
Give him the first down. Now we're going to have...
Yep, they picked up 10. Because the previous line of scrimmage was the 14.
They're resetting the chains. It is 3rd down and 1.
Mark it again. I'm on a roll. Well, we normally at higher levels you have somebody with sports information doing a typed play-by-play. Mine's kind of handwritten and kind of sloppy. 3rd and a goal. Rolling Rogers. Rogers throws, nearly intercepted. He was looking for Crowell, but in front of him, both Ahmad Butler and Kevin Simmons. I think Simmons is the one who nearly had it.
Yeah, great coverage there, but once again, it was Richie Murphy in the backfield. Flush Rogers out to his right, had to throw it across the entire field. The Harbor Monsters came up with a big turnover there.
So it's 4th and 1 from the 4-yard line in Duluth territory. Duluth leading 24-6. Snap back to Rogers. Throws incomplete. I think Maxwell either deflected it or got a hand in front of him to break up his concentration, because I thought that was catchable, but it goes over on downs. The Harbor Monsters will take it over 1st and 10, their own 4-yard line, with 6:02 remaining here in quarter number 2, and the Monsters with a 24-6 lead. Kind of a turnaround from the game in Waterloo. Harbor Monsters trail with 32-6 in the second quarter.
32-6, yeah.
So we do have a timeout on the field for the exchange of the ball. That's it. I don't think anybody's taken a timeout.
No, but with the great running back in Jeff Mack, we saw in the first play from scrimmage, he went backwards. So on a 3rd and 1, you'd think they go back to him on a 4th and 1, but they do not.
Snap to Javante. Hand on a sweep and just getting out over the goal line, getting tackled inside the 1 is the running back James Harden. Yeah, he loses 3. 2nd and 13, back now at the Harbor Monster 1-yard line. When everybody on your offensive team is basically standing on the goal line. There's the snap back to Javante. Cross the body, pass to Harden, breaks 1 tackle, tried to break a 2nd. Marcel Brooks had him by the trousers, like the waistline of the trousers. Like when my mom used to chase me when I was in trouble, saying, "You're not going anywhere."
And you could see the passion there of Harden. We're going to see on the replay here. I don't know if his knee was quite down. The officials blew it dead. Great balance there. I think he was held up, but then you could see Brooks had a fistful of those pants.
3rd down and 9 from the Harbor Monster 5.
He kept the knees up. Unfortunate break for the Harbor Monsters.
Well, fortunately, we were in the days of tearaway jerseys. And we've got a penalty marker thrown, illegal motion, as crossing into the defensive territory early in motion was Flowers. I remember back in the 70s, tearaway jerseys were de rigueur.
Offside.
Thank goodness we don't have tearaway
15.
pants.
5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's going to be another penalty on the Woo. We're going to get Juwan Moore offsides on that one with the motion coming across.
So it'll be 3rd down and 4 yards to go with the ball at the 10-yard line. Call it a short 5 or a long 4. Snap, handoff, big hole Harden, sidesteps 1 tackle, nearly broke another as he powers out to the 20-yard line along the far side of the field, and that is a Harbor Monster 1st down. 1st down, Harbor Monster. Brought to you by Big Apple Bagels.
We're going to get a timeout here, but James Harden, you mentioned that Iowa. 1 cut, and he was gone. That quick burst, you mentioned the passion that he plays with, and you saw it right there.
Woo takes their first timeout of the half. Each team gets 3. Tell us a little bit more about FANCLB. It's a lot of things you can do with it, and right there on your phone.
Yeah, you can get it on your phone, on your computer. You can register to win a prize at halftime. You got just under 4 minutes to do so with the stoppage here. And the 4 minutes goes quick in the Arena League because the clock does not stop unless it's going to be a throw-off or a score. But yeah, you're going to have just not a lot of time to do so. But if you want that prize, you got to get in and register before halftime.
FANCLB, FANCLB, for iPhone or Android. You folks, you know where to get them. You know where your app store is. And the other thing is you can also go there and catch the videos of previously played games all season. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line for the Harbor Monsters. They lead 24-6. Harden in a blocking back position. Now he is the target, and the throw goes behind him. He kind of brushed off the oncoming block of Gerald Lenore, defensive lineman, but Lenore forced Javante to hurry the pass.
Yeah, Javante just got rid of that one. Harden didn't get his head around quickly enough. Maybe the first time you've seen the miscommunication between the new running back and quarterback there for the Harbor Monsters, because Harden had his eyes upfield because there's nobody within 5 yards of him.
2nd and 10 at their own 19-yard line. In motion, Felder. Now Javante spins away from the pressure of Lenore. Long throw, caught in the end zone. Touchdown! 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 Jamal Crouch! Touchdown! 31 yards on the score. Another carry, Toyota scoring. What a play.
You can see on the replay right here, Javonte Johnson just did what he had to do to get the ball downfield the Couch. He knew he was wide open. Goes up top. And what a grab there by Couch. You saw Rodrigo Lewis come over the top trying to get his third interception of the season.
By the way, there was some soft coverage by the secondary on Couch there. Gave him enough room to make that catch. They go for for one. Rolling near side, caught! Felder for the single point after. And it's 31-6 Harbor Monsters with 2:09 remaining in the first half. Oh, baby! So with 2:09 remaining, you talk about the arm of Javonte Johnson. Of course, we're going to take a timeout right here. All right, we'll take a timeout. The 2-minute warning coming up. Back with more Harbor Monster. Up. Yeah. 2:09. That's okay. That's okay. We'll have a meeting about it later. Yeah, they do. They did, yes. They reset it to 2:09. But the arm. Now Couch with the throw off. It bounced at the 9. It's legal. Trouble. Fumbled into the end zone. Brought out along the near side to about the 3 or 4 yard line on the return. And now we have the 2-minute timeout. 1:56 to go in the first half. 31-6.
Try 2 different restaurants located right in Denver, Iowa. Alley Cat's Grub House and Firehouse Pizza and Wings. Alley Cat's Grub House features breakfast, signature sandwiches and sauces, Matt's Mac and Cheese, Tex-Mex, and more. Also try Firehouse Pizzas and Wings, where they make their own in-house smoked bone-in wings, pizzas, flatbread, cheesy Alfredo buns, monkey buns, salad bar, and more. Catering options are also available. Visit us today, and we promise you won't leave hungry.
Bring the entire family out for a fun-filled day at Cadillac XBC. Whether you are looking for an exciting game of laser tag or a thrilling VR experience with HaloGate, or looking to win that big prize in the Arcade and Redemption Center, we have you covered. Why not try your hand at the newest and hottest bowling trend with hyperbowling? No matter your skill level, you are guaranteed to have a blast. Cadillac XBC, your Waterloo Family Fun Center.
It's slam dunks and table talks. New wheels and Oldsmobiles. Lookalikes and looks like a party. Your life is a series of snapshot moments. With Cedar Valley Hospice, you can continue creating memories worth a second look and make each moment matter. Add to your story with Cedar Valley Hospice.
Super One is proud to offer convenient, delicious grab-and-go food options that are sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family. Stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
And welcome back to the deck. Along with Jenner Graff, Tom Stalker with you. 1:56 to go in the second quarter. And the Woo will start this drive at their own 4-yard line down to our right. Carlos Rogers, the snap, flushed out of the end zone. Throws near side to an open receiver at the 13, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, down to about the 19-yard line of the Harbor Monsters.
That was Jeff Mack, who was all by himself right there. Good improvisation by Carlos Rogers, finding his running back leaked out on that left side there.
A 27-yard return. Pass over the middle, caught, hit immediately was Daniel Kroll. Oh, baby. Hit immediately.
That was Duran Maxwell Sosa. Love Sosa on that one.
They're in a hurry-up mode right now, and a little flip forward along the sideboards is caught by Mack. A little exchange of pushing and shoving with Dante Mason, and they give him progress. It'll be a first down at the Harbor Monster 7-yard line. First and goal from the DHM 7. 1:02 remaining. Now inside of 2 minutes again, incomplete passes do stop the clock. Wide out on the near side is Brown. Now a man in motion from the backfield. And handoff, and Rogers hit at the 5-yard line. So it'll be second and goal from the 2-yard line. Correction, the 5,
Timeout
a pickup.
for an injury to a defensive player.
Harbor Monsters with the player down. Injury timeouts brought to you by Orthopedic Associates. And Betty, our athletic trainer, heads on out there to help. I believe that's Michael Austin Fields, if I'm reading the number right.
I think you are right on that.
49.6 seconds remaining in the first half. Harbor Monsters, frankly, so far, dominating offensively and defensively. And some very, very ill-timed penalties for Iowa, especially the ones with the intentional grounding where they lose a down on the play.
Okay, there's been 2 grounding penalties, and they both happened on third down.
Yep. Michael Austin Fields from Nansemond High School in Suffolk, Virginia. 6'2", 240. And he heads off needing no assistance. So it's going to be second and goal now for Iowa from the Harbor Monster 5-yard line. Just under 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter here at the deck in Duluth. Up 3 on the line. Snap back, Rogers. Rogers tackled for a loss back at the 14-yard line. And the tackle made by Dante Mason. There was no escaping that tackle. Back at the 14, a loss of 9. It'll be third and goal from the Harbor Monster 14 with 11 and a half seconds remaining. And Iowa will take its final timeout.
They're second of the half.
Oh, correction.
Clock operator.
Second.
Please put 14 seconds on the game clock. Thank you.
All right, so they'll put, get it in. FANCLB, FANCLB. Do a search on your app store. Sign up. Get your username, password. And again, it's a treasure trove of stats, highlights, videos, complete videos of all the games. And it's just a great way to really learn more about the Arena League and the success it's,
absolutely.
Win prizes. Some of us are not eligible.
Yeah, you can get up-to-date stats, too, coming into this week. Yeah, you can get recognized, too, as how many visits you have. I know if you can build a streak, you'll certainly be recognized on the main fan club page there.
Yeah, they record the number of times you log on. It's pretty cool. And it provides the stats that we use on our broadcasts. So they put 14 seconds on the clock. It is 3rd and goal from the Harbor Monster 14-yard line for the Woo. Carlos Rogers, wide out far side, wide out near side, man in motion near side slot. Back to Rogers, throws, whoa, and over the boards. The intended receiver, and that was Justin Brown. Head over heels.
And you can see on the replay here, Brown went in motion, makes one cut. Rogers just led him too far, and tumbling over the boards, and just under 10 seconds to go in the first half. Big 4th down coming up for the Harbor Monsters.
4th and goal from the 14-yard line. Basically, one chance here. You either score or you're done in this half. 9.9 seconds remaining on the clock. Again from the Harbor Monster 14. Rogers has time. Now runs between the lanes, throws, caught in the end zone, touchdown, Mack. Jeff Mack with his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year, a 14-yard reception.
Dante Mason is going to be kicking himself on that one. Rogers forced that one in over the hands of Mason, and good concentration there for Jeff Mack to come down with that score.
Defense a little soft on that from the Harbor Monster secondary. Yeah. So Mack, who came into the game with 13 receptions and 2, now picks up a reception and another touchdown. They're going for the 2 points. 2.8 seconds for the record left. Sending a man in motion, that's Crowell. And a little flip back behind him, but that's not going anywhere. Guess who's part of it all? Richie Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy had the pressure on Rogers. He flipped it back. Murphy finished off Mack, and flags fly as a helmet of Gerald Lenore came flying off.
Also there, Lavelle Spruce. Because Murphy caused the initial pressure, which then allowed, there'll be a flip here. There's the flip. And Murphy was on one, then on the other. So penalty marker is down at about the 15-yard line. Could have been some extracurricular activity. We're going to take maybe a couple of more. So there you see Richie Murphy, number 12.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 on each team. Unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Duluth, number 9, his first of the game. Unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Iowa, number 20, his first of the game. Those fouls will offset. We will go to the throw-off.
Lenore and Sessoms each get an unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
They will offset both of their first of the game for the unsportsmanlike. But yeah, we mentioned Richie Murphy. He started off the season with the Eau Claire Axemen. He was cut after the first game after registering a couple tackles, an interception, and the Duluth Harbor Monsters have welcomed him with open arms. In this first half, he's been all over the field defensively for them.
You know, and sometimes you get, get some players that it's like, wow, and then they come in and it's like, we haven't seen him, but we have seen Richie a lot tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, so it's 31-12, the throw-off. Low, bouncing at about the 8. That's Sosa Maxwell, and And I think they're going to give him progress to the 1. Yeah, they do. Tackled at the goal line, but they'll give him progress to the 1, but that's the end of the first half anyways. So how about that, Harbor Monster fans? At the end of the first half, Harbor Monsters with a 31-12 lead. And fans, don't forget, go to your fanclub.com or your app and see if you're a winner, just like Jenner's doing now.
Absolutely. I don't know if I made it to the registration in time, but certainly tune in and see if you won.
All right, we'll be back. Halftime is here. Harbor Monsters leading the Iowa Duluth 31-12, and we'll be back with more after this.
Your table is waiting at Barker's Waterfront Grill. Enjoy fine drinks and great cuisine in our lounge or out on the patio with great views of the marina. Sink your teeth into baby back ribs with our Thursday night special. Friday night, enjoy all the fish you can eat. Saturday night, prime rib is queen. Starting May 29th, join us for live music every Thursday from 5 to 7 with Tom Cockett. Great view and dining at Barker's Waterfront Grill.
Fun, food, and live events. So much to do under one roof. From golf to shooting to private karaoke. With a large event space for parties or other occasions, you won't believe your eyes. Fun in all forms is found at the Caddy Shack in Lincoln Park, the Craft District.
Has your roof seen better days? Did harsh winter weather cause ice damage? Look no further than Peralt Construction for all your roofing needs. With their expertise in all roof types from asphalt to metal, they can provide the solutions you require. Prepare your home for whatever nature has in store. Don't wait any longer. Let Peralt Construction replace your roof today, ensuring the beauty and protection of your home for years to come. Give Peralt Construction a call at 218-723-8477 and schedule a free in-home consultation.
Summer's just around the corner. Hold fast. We got you covered. Earth Rider Beer. Gather responsibly.
Jimmy John's toasted sandwiches take the fresh baked bread you love and turn up the heat to toasted perfection. Crispy and golden on the outside, melty and gooey on the inside. Order a toasted sandwich at Jimmy John's today.
And welcome back to the deck in Duluth. I'm Tom Stalker along with Jenner Graff and the Harbor Monsters here leading 31-12. Remember, this was a team that they were trailing 32-6 in the second quarter back on the season opener when the two teams who played for the championship opened up the season. But turnabout is fair play and a lot of things happening and it's easy. We'll take a look at some of the scoring, but I guess also you've got to look, because on the very first drive for Iowa, on the 4th and 3 is when their first intentional grounding penalty came.
Yeah, and those are kind of been the plays of the game so far that separated Duluth. We saw the one first turnover on downs because of the intentional grounding. Then we saw them surrender the ball just a couple or two series later.
Yeah. Back at the end of the first quarter, Harbor Monsters led 18-6. First drive of the second quarter for Iowa, they surrendered there. And of course, from there, the Harbor Monsters took it 35 yards in 5 plays. A 4-yard touchdown catch by Marcus Sessoms. And the point after made it 24-6, about halfway through the second quarter. Then a 4th and 1 at the Harbor Monster 4. They couldn't convert. Harbor Monsters took it at their own 4-yard line and keyed by a 31-yard reception by Crouch right there. Now towards the end of the second quarter, there is their second score. That's Mack on a 14-yard reception. as makes it 31-12 at halftime. They're about to get the halftime entertainment here. Loading up the T-shirt cannon. Ready, aim, fire. There you go. You got to love it.
Check two, yep.
Good crowd on hand here this evening. T-shirts being shot into the fans. That son of a gun's got some oomph to it.
You got to keep a head on the swivel if you're the fans.
Yeah.
But it's also first responder night, and along with children dressed up as their favorite superhero, because it's hero night here, as the first responders are. They got in for free tonight. We'd like to give a shout out to all of those people who are doing that.
2 weeks from tonight, the Eau Claire Axemen will be here. That's Anglers Night, I believe. I think it is. Anglers Night, yeah. So, use your favorite Texas rig or your favorite splash bait. I don't even know if that's a technical term. And come on out and have a good time. I'm sure there will be some good prizes given away that night as well. But the thing about this game, Jenner, is that the Harbor Monsters, not only offensively, but defensively, have pestered Rogers pretty much all first half.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the front line. Early on, it was Michael Austin Fields getting pressure in the backfield for the Harbor Monsters defensively. And then you could kind of see a little bit of Richie Murphy getting brought in from that safety blitz right up the middle. He's caused issues for Carlos Rogers as well. And the defense, they've had 3 stops, whether it's a turnover on downs or a couple surrenders. And it's really just set up the offense in a great job, as they have yet to be stopped. Knock on some wood. It continues in the second half for the Harbor Monsters as well on the offensive end of the field.
And I can't not understate the impact that the young Richie Murphy has had in this game. It's nice to have a Wisconsin kid on this team, not only high school at Cameron, but also at Stout State. And I tell you what, he's made his impact known. Kind of like Nuke LaLoosh. I want to announce my presence with authority, and he's done tonight.
He said, allow me to reintroduce myself to the Arena League, and he's done a great job here up in Duluth. He's kind of sparked this defense and kind of really just got things going for the Harbor Monsters.
And again, folks, for those maybe just recently tuning in, this is kind of the marquee game of this season so far for the Arena League. Both these teams are 3-1. They both played in Arena Bowl 1 at the end of last season. They opened up the season this year, and the winner obviously will have sole possession of first place going into next week. Next week, by the way, Harbor Monsters are at Ozarks, and that's the only game in the league next week, by the way. The Harbor Monsters don't get their bye until, I don't know, September, November, or something like that.
It's going to be late in the season. I believe July 19th will be that 1 week break right before 1 week before the playoffs. The second season will start for the Harbor Monsters.
There's another name I got to talk about, and I know you want to talk about too, the impact of Kevin Felder in this game.
Kevin Felder, we've seen the dynamic plays. Once he gets that ball in his hands, he's got speed and athleticism, and it seems like it's hard to even touch him once he has that football. He's had a couple blocks to spring him free, and he's been a real persuader. You mentioned that Dan Williams, the threat, has not been on the field for the Harbor Monsters this season. He's their leading receiver coming into tonight's contest, and Felder's just picked up right where he's left off.
Well, and the other thing that he has, not just athleticism, he's got acceleration. That first step, if you don't get him there, you're going to tackle there.
He's got speed and vision. He's got that second, third year that most guys do not have on the field, and you can see it once he has that ball in his hands.
So tonight, great crowd on hand here this evening on a beautiful night in Duluth. Temperatures were in the middle to lower 60s, and beautiful, beautiful day. And also, I guess over in the Amsoil Arena, there's something going on there too. So a lot of things happening in the Canal Port area of Duluth and the Twin Ports, Duluth Superior. When we talk about that, it's 2 major international shipping ports right across from each other here, and you get a chance to see the big Lakers come on through.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not talking about LeBron.
No, not LeBron or Luka. We're talking about those big ships that are coming underneath the lift bridge here in Duluth. And you can hear, once you hear that train horn sound, you know it's coming. The tourists just flood, and certainly a sight to see if you haven't yet. So come up to Duluth and check that out.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. It is 31-12, Harbor Monsters at halftime here at the deck in Duluth. More coming up after we take this timeout.
I'm bored.
When you need a little fun, head to the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day. Have all your favorites and all kinds of fun. Make it a buffet day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Whether you're on the field, in the stands, or tackling life's challenges, your health is the real game changer. At Nichols Integrative Healing, we help athletes, parents, professionals, everyone recover, relax, and recharge. From massage and breathwork, yoga to mental health therapy, we've got your back. Nichols Integrative Healing, now serving Duluth and surrounding areas. Book your session today at NicholsIntegrativeHealing.com or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome to Club One Under, the Twin Ports' premier destination for a fresh take on your neighborhood sports bar, fused with an exhilarating golf simulator experience. Powered by 5 full swing simulators, Club One Under can take you on a sport immersion adventure. From a premium golf experience to one of the many other activities, there's something for everyone. Looking to keep an edge on your golf buddies? Club One Under helps you keep that swing on par all year round. Club One Under has a full bar loaded with premium spirits, pizza, and additional food options within the Fitkers building. Book your simulator online today at club1under.com.
One Foods. Super One is proud to offer convenient, delicious grab-and-go food options that are sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family. Stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
And welcome back to the deck in Duluth. Along with Jenner Graff, I'm Tom Stalker. It is 31-12, and something that just kind of hit me during that commercial break. Remember, one of the things we talked about, Jenner, in the pregame show was, here's the team that leads the league in scoring, 235 points, and they've been held to 12 points.
Yeah, held to 12 points, and it's just been really a good job of the front pressure, giving Carlos Rogers really no time to throw the ball. The secondary's done a good job giving kind of a coverage sacks, you'd think, for those front 4, front 3, whatever the Harbor Monsters have been bringing, and it's just been a great job so far early on in this first half.
Yeah, coming in, the Woo had scored 235, but they'd also allowed the second most at 212. Harbor Monsters came into the game 4th with 195 points scored, but tied for second significantly with just 184 points allowed, and that's reflected in the score you see on the screen right now. So it's been quite a night, an interesting night for these two teams who have developed quite a relationship, shall we say, or shall we say rivalry, in just a season and a half.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it in the pregame talk that this is their 5th matchup overall and between the 2 seasons put together. And I mean, these two teams, there was only 4 teams last year, so you'd see about each team twice. Now we got 6 teams in the league this year, so they are no strangers to each other. And it was a close game down in Waterloo, week 1, as Harbor Monsters came away with a 71-56 win.
Yep.
And right now, if they don't stop, they're looking to come away with another win and sit all alone atop of the league at first place.
By the way, folks, since we're talking about websites and all, DuluthMonsters.com. That's the website of the Duluth Harbor Monsters. Also, here at the game, they have a team store on the concourse. I saw one of the kids with the big gold chain.
Oh, yeah.
I have got to get one of those. That's going to be on my bucket list. So they have a great team store here. A lot of youngsters we see here wearing Harbor Monsters shirts, jerseys, hats, and it's been quite the show up tonight as the Harbor Monsters with a nice, comfortable lead as we're about to head to the third quarter here. Of course, also this means coming on, somebody gets a chance to win one of those big coolers. Yeah. Oh. So here it comes. Yeah, you buy the footballs and see if you can toss them in. Got Hassan Brockman down there.
Down there, yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting some assists. Chance to win that Yeti cooler or a helicopter ride courtesy of Bennett Ford.
That's a big red Yeti cooler. It would be able to handle a lot of your fish that you catch or some of the libations you may take out while you're having an enjoyable day out fishing. All right, coming up, third quarter, and don't forget the Harbor Monsters will open up with the football because they deferred after winning the toss. 31-12 Monsters. We're heading to the second half after this timeout on Harbor Monsters football.
Your table is waiting.
In football, the goal is to avoid collisions, but on the road, sometimes collisions are unavoidable. When your car takes a hit, don't throw in the towel. Turn to Iowa Auto Rebuilders. With our full service facility and excellent workmanship, you'll receive high-quality auto repairs and a hassle-free experience. Visit our website at iowaautorebuilders.com to learn more. Get back on the road looking and feeling like a winner with Iowa Auto Rebuilders, where collision meets precision.
Whether you're looking to gather with friends or need a great location for a company party or corporate event, Maple Lanes is the place. You're sure to have fun with 28 bowling lanes, pool tables, pinball machines, and other party games. Why not up the challenge with Iowa's only duck pin bowling? Kingpin Social has a wide variety of great food and drinks to top off your experience. Whether it's 2 people or 200, Maple Lanes has you covered.
I'd like a number 2.
Husband drove into the mailbox.
You've got it.
Hey, Pete, the usual? My grandson hit the car with the baseball. Give me a number 7, please.
Odell Collision. Unbeatable repair is back on the menu.
My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice cold. I'm only here to even a score. Whoa. My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice cold. We down right now, but did it before. Whoa. See from here we going up. Made the call, I shown up. Now the game is sewn up. Say my name is blown up. We up, 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 we up. See from here we go.
And welcome back to the deck. A fresh 15 minutes on the clock. Harbor Monsters will receive the throw-off to begin the third quarter, and they'll be defending the goal down to our right as we look down here at the deck this evening. So the throw-off coming up. The Harbor Monsters with Felder that will be back to receive, and the thrower there looks to be, I think it's Olibrice. It has been in the past. Yep, it is Olibrice. And the throw off he heads to the near corner down below us. and throws it low, skips it with a high bounce, taken by Felder at the 4. Clips off one would-be tackler. Penalty marker down. He works along the far boards, caught from behind, and brought down hard at about the 20-yard line over there. But let's sort out the hanky. And whatever it was at the 10, and illegal block in the back, half the distance to the goal, so it will start this drive 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line, leading 31-12 here on their home turf. J&B manufactured Holmes turf. All right, Javante, just about a yard deep in the end zone, gets the snap, looking, dumps it off short. Nicely done, a little under the coverage pass to Marcus Sessoms, who gets it out to the 15, may have enough for the first down. It would be, yes, it is, Sessoms with a Big Apple Bagel first down. Yep, I see it there on Route 2. I like it. 1st and 10 at their own 15. Delay draw on the handoff to Felder, tackled by Trey Harland. Not much there. In fact, perhaps a loss of a yard, and Felder it looks like he may have a hammy cramp. A hamstring cramp could be. And so we have an Orthopedic Associates timeout as athletic trainer Betty heads on out there. Felder's just going to go right, head to the bench across the way and have that hammy stretched out. So it is now 2nd down and 9 from the 16-yard line for the Monsters. 13:53 remaining, third quarter, 31-12 Duluth. Man in motion, far side. Looks to be Couch. Giving him 3 wide, that side. There it goes. And it is in and out of the hands of Flowers. Oh, he had it. And he hit the end boards hard. That's not the first time he has crashed hard into the boards at the deck this year. He had his hands on it. And tried to bring it in and negotiate the short distance to the boards.
See, it was a great ball there by Johnson, but it was better coverage there by Willie Miles III to just knock that ball loose into the end zone as Flowers crashed into the end boards into the end zone.
So it'll be 3rd and 9 at the Harbor Monsters 16-yard line. Play clock down to 5. Man in motion. Felder's back out there. Pass far side into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Jamal Couch. Couch had his man beat. Took it in over the shoulder. He got distance behind defender Anthony Webb. And Couch with the touchdown. 34 yards.
I think it was the presence of Felder coming across the field. Webb had his eyes upfield, and Jamal Couch did not stop running. A beautiful ball once again by Javante Johnson, and a 31-yard score to open things up on a 3rd down and long for the Harbor Monsters.
Monsters going for 2, ball at the 10-yard line. Felder in motion, slot far side, back Javante. He scrambles from pressure and throws it. Caught! Jamal Couch caught it in the deep part of the end zone. Right over the middle, makes the catch. So Couch comes up with 8 points on his own right there with the 2 catches. So 11:53 to go, third quarter. That's the way you get the ball, and 4 plays later, you score. Now, penalty markers are thrown back at the Iowa end of the field. And
after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Duluth, number 6, his first of the game.
Couch. After the throw off, the penalty will be assessed. The score now 39-12 in favor of the Harbor Monsters. So that's 2 unsportsmanlike conducts on the Harbor Monsters, 1 on Iowa this evening. But not a bad drive, huh? 45 yards in 4 plays. The throw off taken, and getting hit him initially was Brooks, which slowed him up. For the rest of them to catch on, like Darius Morrison, like also Richie Murphy, and like Lavelle Spruce.
Yeah, but that unsportsmanlike conduct will come to hurt the Harbor Monsters because it's going to be enforced after the throw-off.
Yep.
So it'll be a free 15 yards tacked on to that return out to the 13.
All righty. Thank you very much, referee Tyler Downs. So, yes, they put the ball into Harbor Monster territory at the 22. So, significant change from where you thought maybe they might start the drive. Rogers throws. That one, somebody got his arm, tipped it, or tipped at the line. No.
I think it might have been number 10 in the backfield. Lavelle Spruce got his hands up, big pause on that one. There's 4 Harbor Monsters in the backfield, though. A lot of confusion for Carlos Rogers.
It's the Richie Murphy show. That's who it was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they got a slot man motion in near side, snap back, and Rogers throws, completes at the Hayward, the Duluth 15, down to the 11-yard line, but they're going to give him progress on the play. The catch by Ola Bryce, and they give him progress to the 8-yard line. So a pickup of 14, and it'll be 1st and 10 from, 1st and goal from the 8. All right, Duluth takes its first timeout with 10:39 remaining in the third quarter, leading right now by 27 points, 39-12 here in the battle of the 2 top teams in the standings so far here at about the halfway point of the season. So check out the latest from DuluthMonsters.com. Again, the other games tonight, Eau Claire is at St. Joe, and Hot Springs is in Springfield, Missouri at Ozarks. Next week, only 1 game in the league. The Harbor Monsters down to Springfield, Missouri to take on the Lunkers. And 2 weeks coming up, July 12th, Eau Claire will be here. Iowa will be at Ozarks, and Hot Springs will be at St. Joe Mo. So the ball will be at the Harbor's Monsters 8-yard line for Iowa. 1st and goal from the 8 as they take the timeout. No, Duluth took the timeout, excuse me. So Carlos Rogers sends a man in motion near side, quick pass far side, caught along the far boards at about the 2 and put immediately into the boards. Kevin Simmons put him hard into the wood, but he gets progress. They give him progress to the 1. Picks up 7, 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. And now you're looking at it, Jenner, that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty had a pretty big effect on this drive.
Yeah, absolutely. You could, on a free 15 yards, you will take it no matter what team you are on and put them into plus territory right away to start.
Especially when your field's 50 yards long. In motion, Olive Bryce, far side. It goes to Mack. Mack is corralled and stopped at about the 1-yard line. Among those there, Lavelle Spruce. Also there, Michael Austin Fields, and actually a couple of others stopping the running back, Jeff Mack. 3rd and goal, a loss of a yard now at the 2. 9.5 minutes to go, third quarter, 39-12 Duluth. Rogers throws, he threw it behind. He had a man open, cutting across the middle, Now, was it deflected and intercepted by Butler?
It was, but I think some fans helped him out to get that one. Otherwise, it would have gone over the boards, I believe.
Yeah, replay. Let's. So it'll be 4th and goal from the 2 for Iowa, trailing by 27. Crowd getting into it. In motion goes Ala Bryce. Hand off Mack. Goes to the left, cuts in, touchdown. Mack with his second touchdown of the night, his 4th of the year rushing. And it cuts it to 39-18. And I got to think, yep, they're going to go for 2. Simple running play. He just worked along the line and found that open seam in the blocking.
I like the play call there by the Woo. Fool me once, shame on me, but you couldn't fool him twice there. Mack did a good job just getting in the end zone and following his blockers.
More in motion. Rogers scrambling, throws into the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Justin Brown in the end zone, but threw it behind him, incomplete. So that stops the clock with 7:59 to go, third quarter. Harbor Monsters with a 21-point lead at 39-18. A 22-yard drive, 5 plays for the Iowa Woo. Scoring on Mack's touchdown. Mack came into the game tonight, 4th in the league with 149 yards on the ground so far this year. In fact, double check that. That's 2 touchdowns tonight. I got to correct myself. That's 10 touchdowns rushing for him now.
Yeah, I mean, he's
10 touchdowns.
He can do it all for Mack. He had 149 rushing, and then he had 133 receiving. And Mack has done it all. 2 scores on the day so far for him.
And I apologize for the mistake. The throw off, Felder. It takes a weird bounce into the end zone. Did it hit him? And it's covered by Murphy. I think it hit him in the end zone and caromed out over the goal line. And that was a live ball.
Yeah, Felder is trying to get away from it. It hit him in the shoe, it looks like.
Yeah, it did. And there is Murphy. Johnny on the spot, or should I say Richie on the spot. And it'll be 1st and 10, Monsters at their own 1-yard line. That could have been a lot worse.
Right place, right time for Richie Murphy. I know he's got vision. Back when he was in high school, he was 7th in the state for assists. He's just a senior in high school. The entire state of Wisconsin, too.
1st and 10 from their own 1. Snap back to Javante. Throws, and a little miscommunication on the route between Javante and Jarve Flowers. Looks like he was running a straight fly pattern far side, and looked like Jarve was looking for something different.
Yeah, the pressure in the end zone for Johnson, just had to get rid of that one quickly.
Well, this is a situation where the defense for Iowa has got to help their offense and see if they can get a surrender here, perhaps. 6:57 remaining, third quarter. Javante deep in the end zone, fires one out, caught, but not much. A couple of yards, maybe progress to the 4 on the catch by Jamal Couch. This is the busiest Couch has been in any game so far this year. So a pickup of 3, third down, 7 from the 4-yard line. Again, 39-18 Duluth, third quarter here in Duluth, Minnesota. Snap back to Javante Johnson. Throws, trying to make a catch. Oh, he had a man behind 3 secondary. He had Flowers, but overlet him a bit.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Javari Flowers right there. Maybe could have laid out for that one, but it would have been a tough ask for Flowers coming away with that one.
And Duluth surrenders. And so Iowa will get it back right after they had scored, narrowing the gap to 21. They'll get it at their own 15-yard line. First down and 10 with 5:54 remaining in the third quarter. So here's another opportunity, though the starting line for this drive not nearly as good as the previous because of that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Monsters. So let's see what happens. First and 10, their own 15. Carlos Rogers waits the snap, wide out far side. Wing back near side, another man in motion far side. That's Mack. Tries the left side, and he runs right into the arms of Lavelle Spruce, who got some help after he made initial contact.
And a good job there bottling up.
Out
Mack.
to the 18.
Just a pickup of 3 on first down.
So another man in motion. That's Ola Bryce. Again, Mack sweeping far side. And Murphy puts him into the wood across the way at the 21-yard line. At the Woo 21, a pickup of 3.
So my question right there is Mack took the direct snap away from the quarterback, and he ran it outside the rushing lane, but they're going to award him with the rush. Usually that would potentially be a penalty since he ran outside the running lane.
Technically getting the snap makes her the quarterback.
Woo catch a break there.
Snap back, Rogers throws, caught inside the Harbor Monster 25, tackle broken, and driving down to the 15-yard line of the Harbor Monsters is JoJo Albrice. So it's a first down again, and they're moving the ball well offensively in this third quarter. Ball is at the Harbor Monster 16, first and 10. Rogers under pressure, throws it deep into the corner, up for grabs, jump ball, incomplete. Olive Bryce, and he was covered there by Sosa Maxwell.
And it's a collaboration in the backfield between Dante Mason and guess who? Richie Murphy forced Rogers to throw that one off his back foot and just too far for the intended target.
I thought at first he was just throwing it away, but no. That was very catchable. So at the Harbor Monster 16, second down and 10. Harbor Monsters have scored in this quarter, but so have the Woo. Second and 10 from the Duluth 16. Circular motion, far side to near side for Ola Bryce. Throw, and it is caught outside the goal line, touchdown. R.J. Cadell. Haven't called his name tonight at all. A 16-yard touchdown, cutting the lead currently to 15. And they will go for 2. R.J. Cadell coming into the game, 7 receptions, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns. They kind of stacked up the Monsters defense with 2 receivers right there in the same vicinity. Ola Bryce in motion around to the far side. Rogers wants to throw, breaks away the tackle from Fields, and the ball is free, picked up by Gerald Lenore, and he is thrown for a loss. Murphy, Mason, also there, Maxwell. Murphy, Mason, and Maxwell. There's a law firm for you.
Triple M.
So, 2:14 remaining third quarter. The lead now 39-24 for Duluth. And lots of time yet in this second half. And Iowa starting to feel the momentum on their side.
This is kind of exactly what happened back in week 1 down in Waterloo. The Woo had the lead at home at half. I believe it was 32-12, and then they just went on. The Harbor Monsters just went on a run that sparked them to get that 71-56 win, and now the Woo have just kind of sucked the energy out of the building here in the deck. Now the Harbor Monsters offense has got to do something here to get the fans back involved and just kind of find yourself, you can get some points here on the board as we're late into the third quarter.
Joe Bryce, the throw from right to left. Felder, it's a high bounce, takes it at the 1. Oh, he runs right by 1 from the 5 to the 10. Could go all the way near side to the 15 to the 10. Pulled down from behind, and that's a penalty. He got horse-collared down the near side by either Olive Bryce or Demarius Cooksey. Penalty marker thrown at the 3, and just like we talked at halftime, first step, unbelievable acceleration.
He saw one gap and he hit that second, third gear. You can see number 3 and KJ Felder just going he's nearly into the end zone. Waterloo did what they could just to not give up 6 right there on the return. And now it'll be first and goal from the 1. And Felder is getting these fans right back into this one as they're on the front doorstep of Waterloo.
Felder's on the far boards over there having a little discussion of I'm not sure what, but now he'll go in motion on the far side. Pitch back goes to Harden. Harden wrapped up from behind and brought down at about the 2-yard line. Looked like it was Cadell that brought him down.
And a very rare snap taken under center right there by the Harbor Monsters. Maybe the first one of the season for the entire league.
So they spotted at the 2, a loss of a yard for Harden. Second and goal from the Iowa 2-yard line. Yeah, he's back under center this time, under the center of Travis Whitlock. And 2 in the backfield, 1 in the motion. There's the jet sweep to the near side. Touchdown. Touchdown. Wow. Wow. Just like you draw it up on the scoreboard. Holy smokes. I think Iowa was thinking it's going to be up the middle, up the gut. And Couch on the jet sweep. And turns it in for the score.
Jamal Couch's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, and it was a much-needed score here for Duluth to extend their lead back up to 21 as the third quarter is winding down.
Time running out in the first quarter, under 30 seconds, but the clock runs during the try for points. They're looking for 1. Javante quickly throws, caught, and backing his way in. He stuck it over the goal line. Marcus Sessoms. He caught it, then tried to back his way in, and then just held the ball over the goal line and broke the play.
Well, usually the low man wins in football, but Marcus Sessoms says the weight room won this battle, and he just backed his way into the end zone. You can see in the replay here.
Quick out. Didn't go down. Had his hand down to keep from going down and broke the plane. And so 13.7 seconds to go in the third quarter. Their lead back up now to 12 for Duluth at 46-24. That, by the way, is another Carey Toyota touchdown. The touchdown initially by Jamal Couch. Here's the throw off with the clock running. Taken at the 6, to the 10, to the 15 near side. That's Brooks. Brooks is corralled on the near boards at about the 22-23 yard line. James Harden there to make the tackle. So is Felder. Couch was there as well. And that will run the third quarter out. 1 quarter to go, folks. Monsters heading to the fourth.
Looking for a career that moves you forward? At Jeff Foster Trucking, you're more than a number. You're part of a family built on respect, support, and stability. Whether you want local routes or long hauls, we offer great benefits and home time that works for you. Apply today at jefffostertrucking.com and drive your career forward.
Has your roof seen better days? Did harsh winter weather cause ice damage? Look no further than Peralt Construction for all your roofing needs. With their expertise in all roof types from asphalt to metal, they can provide the solutions you require. Prepare your home for whatever nature has in store. Don't wait any longer. Let Peralt Construction replace your roof today, ensuring the beauty and protection of your home for years to come. Give Peralt Construction a call at 218-723-8477 and schedule a free in-home consultation.
When you're in a pinch and need a meal fast, turn to your local Super One Foods. Super One is proud to offer convenient, delicious grab-and-go food options that are sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family. Stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
Destination for a fresh take on your neighborhood sports bar, fused with an exhilarating golf simulator experience. Powered by 5 full swing simulators, Club 100 can take you on a sport immersion adventure. From a premium golf experience to one of the many other activities, there's something for everyone. Looking to keep an edge on your golf buddies? Club 100 helps you keep that swing on par all year round. Club 100 has a full bar loaded with...
To the fourth quarter here at the deck. Along with Jetta Graff, Tom Stalker with you, 46-24 in favor of the Monsters. A reminder for our radio listeners in the Twin Ports, you're listening to WEBC, AM 560, FM 106.5, Northland Fan Radio, your radio home for the Duluth Harbor Monsters in the Twin Ports and at northlandfan.com. All right, their own 22-yard line, 1st and 10, heading upfield now right to left. Snap back to Rogers. He is being pressured and brought down. He was slowed up by one and then finished up by Fields. And I think...
I'm going to say an incomplete pass. Maybe a little bit of tuck rule right there.
Incomplete pass. Watch out. He was about to be tackled. Well, you know, this is why the NFL years ago had that kind of a crazy in the grass rule. But I'm telling you, that's something we're seeing a lot of this year. When a quarterback's being tackled and to avoid from going down, he just spits the football out. It was picked up there. Spruce helped put all the pressure on him and thought he had picked up a fumble and took it into the end zone, but they're ruling incomplete, and I'm wondering if that's not being challenged.
It was a challenge fake.
Thought I did. And of course, now everybody's attention's on the big video board down at the end zone to our right. You know, it's hard to tell whether it's an intentional throw or the quarterback is losing simply the grip on the ball. Almost getting away there. Spruce nearly he let go to avoid a horse collar.
See that the hand comes forward a little bit. I don't know if Charles Woodson's watching, but he would say that's a fumble.
All right. Referee Tyler Downs lets us know on the fumble by Rogers. It is down at the 2-yard line, the Iowa 2-yard line. Because it's hard to tell whether there's an actual intent to throw You know, you got to get into the player's mind, I suppose. Or was he just trying to flip it? And that's not a hand. That's an underhand toss. All right, first and goal from the 2. Monsters leading 46-24. Harden gets the handoff. For the touchdown. Touchdown, Harbor Monsters. Touchdown again, James Harden. Another carried Toyota touchdown.
Mentioned that James Harden stepped back. That was a James Harden step through late there. You can see on the goal line right here. He had one man to beat. He did that, left him in the dust, and that's 6 on the board for the Harbor Monsters.
And high fives from the fans in the end zone. So that turn of events might be enough to kind of stall the Woo for a little bit, but there's still a lot of time left. 13 and a half minutes, the clock running. On the point after, penalty marker thrown. Somebody was offsides defensively, and it was Iowa for sure. And 19?
Maybe it was...
I don't have a 19.
I don't either.
15, there we go. See, even the gentleman down on the field having trouble with those sky blue numbers. That's Juan Moore.
Moore has 2 sacks coming into tonight's game. He's trying to get his 3rd right there, but just jumped the cadence a little bit too early.
So now half the distance on the penalty. The try for point after. Intercepted, penalty marker down. The ball returned out of the end zone. Oh, what a hit by James Harden defensively, but we've got Laundry askew on the field, and okay, try no good. Holding called on Travis Whitlock, so 13:04 to go fourth quarter. Harbor Monsters back up by 18 at 52-24. Wow. Quite a turn of events where the ball was at their own 22. The fumble by Rogers recovered by the Monsters at the 2. One play later, Harden takes it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, and that would have been a big drive for the Woo with the chance to make it a 14-point game, assuming they get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Instead, they go backwards and gives Duluth just another score to extend their lead. Now up to 28, excuse me.
Yeah, I know. I'm like that way with the the high numbers too sometimes.
Once it gets past 10, I run out of fingers.
Let me tell you. I'll wear sandals. And the throw off, it's caught. The returnee smacks into the wall. That's Mack. He's a tough son of a gun, let me tell you. And when you tackled him, you know you've... Oh, there's a flag down.
It's going to be an R.J. Cadell. He held up Felder way back at the 13-yard line, it looks like.
Somebody go check our wall, because Mack, he made the catch and just ran right into the wall and just went, no big deal.
Oh, he's like a Mack truck out there.
He really is. Tough guy.
Coming into the game with 10 touchdowns total.
Let's see what Tyler Down says once we determine exactly. Okay, unnecessary roughness. Wasn't that a movie once? Or was it necessary roughness? So Iowa's moved back to their own 14-yard line. That's the one that had the supermodel as their kicker.
No supermodel kickers here in the Arena League.
No, we don't have kicking in the Arena League, not even by supermodels. No, that may be a different movie. We're going to have to go to imdb.com. All right, snap back to Rogers. Rogers letting it go. Intercepted in the end zone. Ahmad Butler. He had better position than the intended receiver, JoJo Olibrice.
And it was a great pass off there in the secondary. The quarterback, Carlos Rogers, thought he had Olibrice all by himself, but Ahmad Butler he had eyes on that football all the way. You can see he steps in front of the receiver and comes down with the INT into the end zone.
So it's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 5-yard line on the interception by Ahmad Butler, who came into the game 10.5 total tackles and 2 sacks, and now has an INT to add to the stat list.
And just a tragic start here for the Woo into this fourth quarter. It's been 2 plays and 2 turnovers, and now the Harbor Monsters looking to capitalize on that.
And run off some time, which has 12 minutes plus remaining. Snap Javante, pitch to Harden. Harden to the short side of the field, far side, is pinned against the boards across the way by Demarius Cooksey on the stop. They give him progress to the 8. It'll be 2nd down 7 at their own 8-yard line. And the clock, as they say at NASA, is running. Javante Hayes getting the deep snap from the end zone. A little short pass under the coverage, complete to Marcus Sessoms, and he works to the near side and gets brought down at midfield. The fans down on that near side are screaming for a yellow flag.
When it was behind all the officials, it was Jarve Flowers, and I think it was number 14, Demarius Cooksey, laid it down on the Woo 10-yard line, so nobody saw it, no harm, no foul.
A pickup of 15 on the reception, 1st and 10. Harden in motion, slot far side. Throw, quick pass to the original line of scrimmage there, cutting across the field. Keeping his balance is Flowers. Flowers was hit, spun away from the hit, somehow kept his balance down to about the 15-yard line of Iowa, which would be a pickup of about 8 yards, actually even more.
Great footwork there by Flowers, an even better job keeping his balance, spinning, and just imploring for the first down.
Nice handoff on the draw to Harden. Comes to the near boards, tried to cut back, but he ran into Trey Harland, who said, that's as far as you're going to go.
Trey Harland pancaked him right there.
It's a good idea for breakfast tomorrow, too, really. Ball is at the 13-yard line. And from the 16, a pickup of 3, 2nd down, 7 yards to go from the Iowa 13. 9:45 remaining fourth quarter, 52-24 Duluth. Snap back. Javante throws. Oh, the receiver slipped and fell down. Tried to put on the brakes, did Harden, but he just went right down, and the brakes probably need to be relined after that one.
Yeah, Javante, he was licking his chops. He saw Harden all by himself, got the ball out quickly, slightly behind him. Harden tried coming back, and you mentioned it, just lost the footing.
So it'll be 3rd and 7 from the Iowa 13-yard line. Up to the McAllister. He's wide out near his side. In motion, Flowers, slot far side. Rolling this by Javante, underthrows it. Off target, looking in the general direction for Marcus Sessoms across the field on the far side. Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, not the worst thing there for Johnson. Incompletion's a lot better than taking the sack and going negative. And the clock will continue to run here in the Arena League with that incompletion, unless we're under 2 minutes.
4th down and about 8 yards to go, 7 or 8. from the Iowa 13-yard line. 8:25 remaining fourth quarter. Snap back to Javante Johnson. Back pedals. Throws it up for grabs. Knocked out of bounds. Believe it was Cooksey who got there in coverage against Flowers and tipped it over the boards. And that's a souvenir from Brenna Ford for some of the fans. We have an injury.
I think it was a Woo player that went over the boards trying to come down with that football.
Yeah, far corner boards. And they are signaling for some help. We will take a look and see. Oh, yeah, there were two defenders there. And one of them didn't come back up. A flag after the play, we hear from Brian Prudhomme, Stadium PA announcer. And a penalty marker thrown on the play or after the play. And attention being given. As, let's see what, okay. Be a first down Iowa at their own 13. Ball goes over on downs. 8:10 remaining fourth quarter, 52-24 Duluth leading the Iowa Woo. Snap back Carlos Rogers. Pass complete over the middle to Brown. Brown's been rather kind of quiet tonight. Coming into the game, second in the league in receiving yards with 284. He takes it down to the Harbor Monster 18.
And Brown has 11 touchdowns coming into tonight's contest as well. He has yet to find the end zone.
About a 19-yard reception, another catch over the middle, and looks like it's Brown again. Tackled on the play by Duran Sosa Maxwell. It's first down, correction, second down at the 10-yard line, a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2 from the Harbor Monster 10. Fumble on the snap. Ball's loose. My goodness, sometimes you got to get a lucky bounce, and that time Iowa got a lucky bounce. My goodness. Recovered there by R.J. Cadell.
Dante Mason went for the scoop right there. Overshot the football, and Cadell, who's on the ground, just turned right into that one. Fortunate for the Woo.
So now it's 3rd and 2 from the 10. Rogers into the end zone. Good coverage on the play. Butler with the hit that jarred the ball free and incomplete in the end zone, looking for Cadell. 4th and 2. 6:19 remaining. Monsters lead 52-24. And a timeout has to be called. Harbor Monsters didn't have enough out there defensively. And a timeout is called. Second of their 3. Stopping the clock with 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining on a 4th and 2 for Iowa at the 10-yard line. Yeah, they looked like they had 6 out there, which would have been fine last year.
Yeah, it was Darius Morrison coming off the field, and they wanted Richie Murphy on the field for this big 4th down.
Don't forget, folks, Fan Club, the official fan club site of the Arena League, FANCLB. Search your app store, be it for iPhone or be it for the other one.
Android.
Yes, that's it, Android. Yikes. Well, we kind of respotted at the 9-yard line. It'll be still 4th and a short 2. Snap back to Rogers. He is hit at the 7, and that's enough for the first down. Rogers just simply took it and plowed straight ahead. Didn't have to worry about the running lane on that particular play.
Oh, we saw that early on in the way back in the first quarter with Carlos Rogers, but since they've dug themselves in a hole, they've had to go to the air, and they haven't really seen that since now until late or halfway through the fourth quarter.
Rogers third in the league in rushing yards coming into the game tonight. Rogers gets the snap, throws in and out of the hands at the 1 yard line on the near boards, in and out of the hands of Cadell. Brings up 2nd and goal. That was a hot pass to handle, and Cadell knew he was running out of room, and these are the old style hockey boards. They don't yield very well. 2nd and goal from the 7. Plenty of time now for Rogers. Throws, leaping catch, caught. Ola Bryce, touchdown. A 7-yard reception by J.J. Ola Bryce. Cuts it to 22 at 52:30. And they really don't have a choice but to go for 2. Clock now inside of 5 minutes. 4 minutes, 37 seconds. As you see on the screen, those watching on TV on My 9 and Fan Club TV. Snap back to Rogers. Pass. Nice grab at the 5 by Brown, but that's as far as he gets. Tackled by Fields. Tackled by Maxwell. 2-point try, no good. 4:21 remaining fourth quarter. Harbor Monsters lead 52-30. And right now, you're down 22. You needed every single point you can find because only way you can stop the clock now until the 2-minute mark is by a timeout or a penalty. Inside of 2 minutes, an incomplete pass will stop it. And
here we go.
As Ron Popeil would say, but yes, there's more. The 4th down conversion. So they'll get it at their own 5. 1st and 20 at their own 5. The onside conversion. And they have it basically, it's officially a 4th down and 20 from their own 5-yard line. It's called an onside conversion. I looked it up. So they've got to get it to the 25-yard line or more. Snap back to Rogers. Rogers gets away from 1 tackle. Can't get away from 2. The ball comes free, and it's going to be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. The ball recovered. It's a 4th down until it goes over on downs.
And the Harbor Monsters only brought 2 there. You can see right here. First pressure there was by Lavelle Spruce. Finishing him off was Darius Morrison.
First and goal at the 1. And this could be the dagger.
Absolutely.
Or the stiletto, whatever your choice. Hey. So this has been one tonight where the Harbor Monsters grabbed control early and have just not let go. A little stretch there in the 3rd quarter. So now from the 1-yard line. The snap directly goes, or at least it goes to Johnson, who hands off on the jet sweep by Couch. Again, is that a play where if Couch is the first to touch it?
It's legal tonight.
Nope, it did go. Nope, it did go to Javante, the replay shows. So Couch on the 1 yard line. Oh, is Jamal having a big night tonight?
Yeah, his 4th touchdown of the night. Jamal Couch, have yourself a day.
And a 2-point try coming. It's 58-30. They put 71 on this team back in late May. But again, holding this Iowa team to 30 points is significant because they are good. We have a penalty?
Delay a game against the Harbor Monsters.
5-yard penalty. So it goes from the 10 to the 15 on the delay of game penalty. It's still just a 2-point, not just, it's still a 2-point try no matter the distance. Couch on the 1 yard touchdown run. Javante in the deep snap. Couch in motion far side. Javante throwing for the corner. Oh, he got it. McAllister, the Mac attack. How did he catch that ball? How did McAllister catch that one?
Throw it up and the Mac attack will come down, and I believe they say you just got mossed.
Wow. So with 2:44 remaining, we'll watch it again from ground level. Holy smokes. He actually got an assist on the catch by Cooksey.
It was fantastic coverage, but better offense always beats good defense, and what a grab there by McAllister.
60-30. Cooksey actually kind of inadvertently held the ball a little bit, allowing McAllister to get control. Well, I tell you what, they're going to be having a great time in Canal Town tonight. Canal Port, downtown Duluth. Here's the throw off, takes a bounce and bounces out of bounds, and that'll come out to midfield. If it goes off the throw out of bounds. That's what it is. Two ways it goes to midfield. One, if it does not bounce inside the 10, which that didn't, or it goes directly out of bounds.
And it was certainly close there for Couch, but a little too close for comfort to bring the ball out to midfield.
Yeah. 2.5 minutes remaining, 60-30. Ball at midfield for the Woo. The clock is running. Rogers spinning out of pressure, and the pass in and out of the grip of Jeff Mack. And a penalty marker thrown at the end of the play. It hit him right in the breadbasket.
There is no foul on the play. The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
It'll be second down. The clock will start on my whistle.
Clock still outside of 2 minutes, so the clock will pick back up. 2nd and 10 at midfield at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and this is a Woo team that averages 58 points per game. Nearly held to half of that so far.
They send a man in motion from the backfield, snap back to Rogers, and his pass zipped, but behind Ola Bryce. Ola Bryce with the pattern on the near side.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
All right.
And we are at the 2-minute timeout brought to you by Dinneroo and Company.
We're at the 2-minute warning, the 2-minute timeout, however you'd like to phrase it. 60-30 in favor of the Duluth Harbor Monsters. And I believe we'll be taking a timeout, Mr. Producer. We will be taking a timeout with the 2-minute warning. Back with the remainder of this one after the break.
In the quiet moments before dawn, champions are made. Every fan, every athlete, every moment counts. It's not just a game, it's a passion that unites us, drives us, and makes us strive for greatness. Greatness is wherever fans connect and call home. We believe in the power of the community. We believe in turning passion into action. We bring fans closer and transform loyalty into unforgettable experiences. Join us. Make every moment matter. Fan Club. Get your fans in the game.
We keep it casual at 7 West Tap House with new and delicious features each and every month. Fresh, fantastic food, fast, with the absolute best rewards program around. Our rotating roster of hand-selected craft beers will keep you coming back for even more golden goodness. And nothing goes better with beer than our 7 West Specialty Burgers. It'll be your first time, every time, when you and your crew come back to 7 West Tap House.
Welcome to the Arena League,
where it pays to be a loyal fan.
Down and 10 for Iowa. Rogers throws it off short. Catch made, and Mack runs it down to about the 11-yard line, picks up about 14 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the Harbor Monster 11. Actually, call it the 12. High snap. Rogers brings it down. Lobbing one for the corner, but over. Oh, wow. Ola Bryce teeters over the boards and out of play. Too hard, and he was covered on the play by Kevin Simmons. 2nd and 10 from the 12. 1:31, and again with the incomplete pass, the clock does come to a halt. 2nd and 10 now from the Harbor Monster 12. Rogers rolling far side, has some room, and it's into the end zone. A juggling catch by JoJo Olabrice. He juggled it, but he caught it. That's a 12-yard reception. And cuts it to 60 to 36. With 85 seconds remaining in this one, they will go, obviously, for 2. You know, on the Harbor Monsters scoring 47 at Eau Claire, and they post 60 here on the other team that's atop the standings beginning the night. Rogers on the 2-point try. Rogers has a lane, and he is to the end zone or not.
The conversion is good for the Woo. Courtesy of the run of number 4, Carlos Rogers. With the score, the Harbor Monsters
And
Iowa 38.
it is good.
Iowa has elected the the onside conversion option. It'll be 4th and 20 at their own 5-yard line.
Once again, the onside conversion attempt, the second attempt, as the ball will go back to the Iowa 5. It'll be 4th down and 20 from their own 5-yard line. 60 to 38. The 2-point conversion was good. 1:25 remaining.
Yeah, stop here on this 4th down conversion will pretty much do it.
Once again, they have to make it at least to midfield. The clock does not run on these attempts. Rogers looking to run. He flips it up ahead. With it now is Cadell, and Cadell gets it into Hayward, to Duluth territory. I don't know where I am tonight. And they will continue to play. Yeah. So a little pitch to Cadell, and they're down at the Harbor Monster 14. And it's first down and 10.
Duluth will take
now the clock will run. And a timeout's being taken. Looks like a timeout being called.
Timeout
Iowa.
Duluth. They're third and final.
Duluth takes their final timeout. Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, it seemed like Rogers, he honestly ran into his own offensive lineman and just saw R.J. Cadell right in front of him, so he said, I might as well just give it to you. And then Cadell made one cut, and all of a sudden he had a lot of green grass in front of him.
Well, because you're kind of, as I'm talking with our producer, what our defense is doing, they're kind of stacking it all up there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not thinking, or then they relaxed off the line of scrimmage because, you got from the 5 to the 25. You got 20 yards to defend and make the stop.
Yeah, kind of a prevent defense, if you will.
So the timeout, final one of the night called by Duluth. Don't forget next week, Harbor Monsters will be in Springfield, Missouri. We will have the radio broadcast for you, our folks in the Twin Ports, and on the internet at northlandfan.com. We'll have it for you at 6:50 next Saturday night. So after the timeout runs out, it is 60-38, a 22-point difference. Iowa keeps it going by getting and converting on the 4th down and 20 down to the Harbor Monsters 14-yard line. 1st and 10. Rogers chased. Rogers tackled, sacked, tackled. Richie Murphy.
And a big-time sack there for Murphy. It's going to be a loss of 10 on the play for the Woo. They'll expend their first timeout of the second half, I believe. But a huge sack there for Murphy.
Yeah.
Timeout Iowa. They're first of the half.
Okay. Well, I suspect that since it's a second down situation, second down and about 19, Iowa will use every timeout they have.
Yeah, they gotta.
You have no other choice in this situation, and that's what you do. Because if you don't call timeout, it's like, what? You're giving up? And you don't do that.
Mm-mm.
You're professionals, no matter what the score is. So next week, we'll be fishing for lunkers down in Springfield, Mo. Get a couple of good crankbaits. I know a couple of cranks I'd like to use for bait, but that's a different story. Just a joke, folks, just a joke.
Following that, their next home game will be Anglers Night, too.
And it'll be Anglers Night here. Bring more crankbaits. All right, 4th and 19. Rogers in trouble, tackled. Guess who got him? I'll give you two guesses, and the answer is Richie Murphy. Prudhomme's getting into it, too, the PA guy.
Absolutely back-to-back sacks for Richie Murphy. And I think he's going to find himself a home here in Duluth, as his first game as a Harbor Monster has been a spectacular one.
Yeah, get a couple another 100,000 followers or something. Goodness gracious. All right, it's 3rd and a long, long distance. 25 seconds remaining. Throw to the end zone. Oh, there was duking back and forth by Simmons and Brown. They were really giving each other, they were shoving at each other, but the penalty marker's
Personal
back.
foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 10. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Roughing the passer on Lavelle Spruce.
Roughing the passer against Duluth.
21.2 seconds remaining, folks, but you can go out and collect the hymnals because this service is over.
Yeah, just one you don't want to see for Spruce right there, but it seems like the Woo will run out of time, as you just mentioned right there. Is this service?
Or you can also put out the fire and call in the dogs. This hunt's over. I'd say I got a million of them, but I don't. Those were it.
However you want to call it. Monsters are now 21 seconds away from being up top all by themselves of the Arena League.
It is from the 13, 1st and 10. 1st and 10 from the 13. In Hayward, in Duluth territory. Penalty marker thrown at the snap. The catch made, and rumbling, mumbling, and bumbling down to about the 9-yard line is Gerald Lenore.
Offside. Defense number 2.
That was an
defense number 2. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Remember Chris Berman on ESPN, rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling down the field. Showing my age, folks. All right, it is now at the 8-yard line, 1st and goal, 14 seconds remaining. Throw, Rogers completes it to Brown, who twists inside to about the 4-yard line, but tackled by the Monsters' Ahmad Butler. They mark his progress down.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 9 seconds.
All right.
9. Thank you.
They will set the ball down at the 6-yard line. Harbor Monsters haven't touched the football since 2:44 remaining in this quarter. From the 6, 2nd down. Rogers still dropping back. Breaks 1 tackle, but 3 put him into the boards. Murphy, Morrison, and Sessoms. 0.7 of a second left. Don't spend it all in one place, folks. There goes the clock. The clock is zeros.
That is the end of the game.
Final score, Harbor Monsters 60, the Iowa Woo 38. Back in 2 minutes on Duluth Harbor Monsters football.
Whether you're on the field, in the stands, or tackling life's challenges, your health is the real game recharge. From a
My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice cold. I'm only here to even a score. Whoa. My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice cold. We're down right now, but did it before. Whoa. See from here we going up. Made the call, I shown up. Now the game is sewn up. Say my name is blown up. We up, we up. We up, we up, we up, we up, we up, we up. See from here we go.
We don't take no L.
My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice cold. I'm only here to even a score. Whoa.